First of all, Mickey Mouse pajama pants, because fuck yeah. Second, okay, finally I'm seeing Hannah for the first time since that fucking concert 3 weeks ago. Anyways, so I know the concert was like 3 fucking weeks ago, but
almost.
As of tomorrow. Anyways, so, but Hannah hasn't been around, and plus I did it, and then it sounded really bad because I was screaming like a lunatic, and I was just like, I can't breathe. Anyway, so basically we're just gonna combine our experiences. Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyway, I figured because with a meet and greet, she can say what they said to her, and then I'll say because she went up to them first and everything. But anyways,
I did.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I gave you.
I gave myself. Whoa, I didn't know that.
It wasn't even because of that. It was because you were standing in front of me, so you were getting to them first. Like, I would have went in front of you if you had asked, but like,
I thought you did though.
Nobody would fucking let me.
Well, actually, for Zach,
pissed me off. But anyhow, so we left at like 1, even though we were supposed to leave at 2. We got to the venue after going to like Starbucks and shit. We got to the venue at like 3, and okay, signings were at 4:30. Meet and greets were at 5:15. Well, it was like 5 o'clock, and this girl Isabel and this guy Ross, they were like, why aren't we in yet? I'm like, when are we supposed to go in? They're like, at like 4:30. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. And the next thing we know, it's like 5:15, and we're supposed to be going in for meet and greets, and they're still not even letting the signing people in. We're like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then we get tweets that are at fucking Subway, what we were just at, we were there taking a piss, and we must, like, walked past them or something because they weren't fucking there or whatever. Anyway, finally everybody in at 5:30, like, not like the other people, but like meet and greets and signings. They let everyone in at 5:30. So all the people with signings got lucky and ended up getting meet and greets. And then everybody with meet and greets had to like rush because there was, on top of the 40 meet and greet people, there was like 80 someone signing people too. So it was like 100 people, 120 people in the fucking room. And we all had like a half an hour to talk to the band, which sucked. But we did get to say what we remembered to say, not wanted to say, but remembered to say. So, like, we're in there, and they then, like, literally, like, seconds after everyone was in, Flyzik's telling us the rules, and literally the rules are the same as fucking always. They haven't changed.
No, but there was a lot of new people.
And there was a lot of new people, which doesn't usually happen. But I felt like, as soon as he's like, who's seen them before? I'm like, this bitch! And then I do it every time with confidence. I'm just like... No, it was just like, yep! Up in this shit. Anyway, so then, like, that happened, like, seconds after we got in, and then, like, seconds after that, after he, like, shut his mouth, finally, like, all Timlo was in the room, and Hannah about had a stroke, it seemed like, because she was just like, they're there! And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I kind of forget, but at the same time I didn't.
Yeah, she wasn't, like, that bad, but, like, at the same time, you could tell she was losing her fucking mind.
Because it was a meet and greet, it wasn't a signing.
Yeah, and, like, for me, I was just like, yes. I've told the story. So anyway, we're standing there, and Hannah's like, I don't know where to go. I'm so, like, she was just kind of like, what? What do I do? And Zach's like, follow me. And we're just like, okay. So then we followed him. And she has to tell you this part, because this, you know.
Wait. Zach?
Yeah, the next part of, like, no, like, when you walked up to him, like, what you said, what happened.
Zach was walking down, he was, like, walking kind of towards us.
We told him about I told him about how you were like, what do I do? And he's like, just follow me. And
no, I was like, I was like, hey, you should come over here. And he's like, yeah, come follow me. And then I was like, okay. So, like, we followed.
Sorry, I'm getting my cat's food.
And then, so, like, I was like, hey, and then he was like, hi. And then, well, he didn't say it like that. Like, I was really nervous. And
could you tell? Sorry.
Anyway,
I just have to joke.
I was like this. I was like that. Anyway, so, like, I was like, hey, then he's like, hi, and I'm like, you signed this, and his paper shut up, and he's like, sure. And I wanted him to sign the case, but he signed the inside of it, and I was like, cool, whatever. Anyway, so he signed that, and then I was like, thank you, and then I was like, can I get a hug? And he's like, sure, and then we took a picture, and I got that mixed up. I wanted to take the picture and then get a hug. But then but I was caught up in the moment, and then she was like, thank you, and I'm like, you're welcome.
Oh my god. Okay, let's not forget that while she was talking to him, I wasn't really paying attention, like, because we were all in awe. So, like, I don't know anything that happened to her, or she doesn't know anything that happened to me, but while she was talking to Zach, I heard my mom go, and I'm like, yeah, Mom, what's up? And she's like, he's really cute in person. I'm like, what did I fucking tell you?
Sorry.
And then she was like, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know, but watch this. Because then finally by then I was able to go up to him and shit. And I go up and I'm like, hey, Zach. And he's like, hey. Like, literally just like that. Like the cutest thing in the fucking world. I was like, can you sign this? And he was like, yeah. And he was signing nothing personal. And he hands it back to me. And I'm the dumbass that, like, when I grabbed it, I grabbed his, like, freshly signed. So it's, like, smeared because I'm an idiot. But then I had, like, his signature on my thumb. But anyways. And then I'm like, can I, and, like, I had an idiot moment and I asked for the hug before the picture too. And then, like, I was hugging him and, like, my mom tried to take a photo and it scared the shit out of him. He was like, what? Like, and then, like,
Mom is,
I'm like, Mom, what the fuck? Anyway, and then I took my photo with him and it was very cute and whatever. And then my mom had to go up to her. She's like, I just have to. And then she walked up and got Hannah's Don't Panic signed and she just basically said hi and that was it. And she was, like, losing her collective mind. She got her photo and she was a happy 40-year-old hustler, you know, whatever. Anyway, and then we went to, we walked over to Ryan, and we're all standing there fangirling the shit out of ourselves over his teeth before we got up to him.
Actually, his hair was grown
and that too, because his hair and just his fucking teeth and everything. And then Hannah goes up.
I went up, and I had him sign my photo, and then he, like, put a face where the guy went.
And put, like, a winky face.
He put, like, a winky face on there, and I was like, I was just like this. I was like...
And then what do you...
And then...
You embarrassed yourself.
No. He's like, hey. And I was like, hi. And then he's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm really nervous. And he's like, why? So I was like, it's my first time meeting you guys. And then he's like, what do you think we're going to beat you up? I'm like...
No. And I was just like, why?
And then I'm like... So, yeah. And then he's like... And then we took a picture. And then I gave him a hug. And he's like, good luck. I'm like...
Good luck. Oh, God. And anyways, and then I went up, and...
Then Flies looks like, 10 more minutes, or 5 more minutes.
That was Calusi. He was like, you guys have, like, 15 minutes. I'm like, shit. Anyway, so then we go up, I go up, and nothing was really said between me and Ryan. Usually it's like, he's, like, the funniest one for me, which he was this time, too, but, like, nothing got said between us. Like, I just walked up and said hi. He said, hi, how are you? I said, I'm fine, I guess. And then, you know, whatever. And then when I hugged him, like, you know, after, like, the picture and the signing and everything, I hugged him, and I heard my mom, like, and Hannah freaking out over his teeth in, like, the picture with Hannah or something. Like, you guys were, like, somebody was talking about his teeth, and it sounded like my mom was going on about it, too. My mom said something about teeth, whatever, and he actually kind of was laughing a little bit. And then, like, my mom got her quick photo with him and shit, and got Hannah's Don't Panic signed. And then we were waiting for fucking ever for Jack. Like, I swear to God, I was like, what the fuck? Like, everybody in that room was by Jack at that moment. And I swear, this is why I said we should have went to Alex first, but it didn't really fucking matter. She was like, I'm not going to Alex next. I'm like, fine, bitch. Okay. So we go up, and I'm, like, waiting. And eventually, you know, like, when we were with Ryan, he said 15 minutes, and it was Calusi who said that. And then, like, we were waiting to see Jack for so long that it got to the point where Calusi said 5 minutes, and we still hadn't talked to him. We're like, fuck life.
Basically.
And we walked, and so, my mom didn't get a picture with Jack or Alex, but whatever.
And then I was just like, just let me, here.
Basically, we just said, here, sign this. But anyway, she goes up to Jack.
Oh my fucking God. Mine is the best. Okay, so I went up to Jack, and then originally, before we went to the concert, I was in class one day and I just drew, like, this picture of me and Jack in the Home Alone house. It was perfect. And, like, blue pen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave it to him and I was like, hey, Jack. And he was like, hey. And then I was like, I drew you a picture of me and you in front of the Home Alone house in class because I was really bored and I wasn't paying attention. And he's like, good. and then he's like, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, can I have a Home Alone picture with you? And he's like, sure. And then, here, I'll have to show you. Hang on. This is basically...
Gotta, like, let it load. So I can, like, focus on it.
Focus. Dying. That's basically it. This is perfection in a device.
In a device.
But yeah, that's my Home Alone picture with Jack. And after that, I was like, can I have a hug? And he's like, fuck yeah. And then he's like, you're fucking awesome. Like, so yeah.
Anyways, so this is, like, he was, like, my favorite one to talk to, just... Because, like, he's so fucking chill. He always remembers me. Like, it's fucking bad. In a good way, bad.
You! Like, I'm just like...
Oh, my God. Okay, so I walk up, and he was like, it's you. I'm like, what do I say to that? Like, okay...
You should be like...
He obviously remembers me for something. I'm just like, yeah, hi. Like, it was just really awkward.
Why don't you just ask my name?
I was just like, you might as well. Fucking A. Anyway... And I was like, yeah, I made you guys this. And it was like a DVD, but it was like all the All-Time Low Tour stuff. He goes, what is this? I'm like, it's a DVD. Like, really? You couldn't look at that and say, it said All-Time Low Tour DVD right on the fucking front. And he still asked me what it was. Whatever. I was like, it's an All-Time Low Tour DVD. It's got tours from like 2008 to Warped Tour of this year. And he was like, oh, that's so awesome. What's on it? And I said, pictures, videos, music, and stuff. And I forgot to mention that I had the messages that you guys gave me, which sucks, but whatever. I guess that could be the and stuff part.
Watched it.
Yeah, and he was like, that's awesome, though. Tonight, when I get, and I get a chance to, I'm going to watch it and dance to it all night long. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And I'm like, you have to. Like, you just have to. You got to show off your dance moves to everyone, you just got to do it. And then, like, he was just like, I will. And he was kind of, like, laughing, but not really. And then we took our photo and, like, fucking snuggles. Okay? Fucking focuses. Any day now. Any day now. Focus. Focus. It's like our faces are so white. The fuck. Whatever. Anyway, he was snuggling. I'm not dealing with that patience. Anyway, he was extremely snuggly, and then, like, I asked for a hug, and he was like, fuck yeah, you're so radical. Like, he made it sound like,
radical.
Who the fuck says radical? Anyway, but when he was hugging me, he, like, started snuggling his, like, face on my shoulder and, like, my face. I was just like, can I go? I'm gonna go die now. Like, it was literally just like, I'm like, not even kidding. I'm like, what is he doing? And in the photo, he's, like, snuggling on my head. I'm like, okay. Anyways, oh my God, I had, like, something's wrong with my lip. Anyway, so that happened, and then, like, my mom quickly got Don't Panic signed for Hannah, and we walked away, and we went to Alex, and this Asian lady, she was so fucking cute. Oh my God.
She had, like, a skirt and a sweater
she had a skirt and, like, this, like, leather sweater thing on, and she was, like, really happy, even though she was, like, I don't even know if she was there with a kid or anything, but she looked like she was older, but she was the cutest thing I have ever seen.
Anyway, she was talking to Alex about Japan and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know, but they were talking a lot.
And they were talking a lot.
And it got to where I was starting to get nervous because Khaleesi was like, you guys need to hurry up, blah, 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 blah.
Like 2 minutes.
And I was just like, stop talking to him, right? I was trying to keep it to myself. And then finally she goes away.
And then I went up to Alex and I was like super nervous. Like I started to cry a little bit, but I held it back a little bit. And I was like, hey, Alex. He's like, hey. And then he's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. I didn't want to say nervous again. But anyway, I was like, I'm good. And then he's like, that's good. And then I gave him my letter. And then he was like, I was like, you should read this later. And he's like, okay. So, I accidentally, like, out of the blue, like, her mom takes a picture by accident.
Oh my God.
And
I'm sorry. Because my mom's camera is fucking retarded. Because, like, sometimes it takes forever to flash and sometimes it doesn't. Like, sometimes it'll just be like, oh, click. And then other times it's like, any day now. Well, my mom had her hand on the button to be like, okay, so that way it would take right away when she was ready to. But then it accidentally flashed, and this is what we fucking got, okay? We got, like, the new derp. It is the new derp
420 blazing!
420 blazing! Like fucking Delaney, goddammit. Okay, anyway. So yeah, but he was like, whoa! He got fucking scared of me.
Yeah, and then we started laughing really hard, and he was like, oh my God. He's like, fuck. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's okay. And then we took the picture. Basically, and I was like, can I have a hug? And he's like, sure. And then he gave me a really tight hug.
Yeah. And then I walk up, and I was like, just so ready for this to be done, because I was like, I just wanted to get a spot in line. Or not in line, the hell am I saying? In front of the stage and shit. They go up to Alex, and, well, I did. And I was just like, hey, because I was just like, okay, I need to get through this and get out of here. Plus, I was an idiot, and I forgot to tell him how I'm still living because of him. But anyways, I give him my letter, and I was just like, here, I want you to read this later. And he's like, oh, I will, thanks. And he, like, I was not to sound creepy, but I saw him put it in his pocket, and I was just in my head, I'm like, you better fucking run that. Part of me feels like he did, but part of me is also kind of like, But, I took my photo with him, got my nothing personal signed, and I fucking spared his name, too, because I'm an idiot. But,
like, I forgot. So when he signed my Don't Panic, I was like, can you sign this really fast? Because we had a rush. And he's like, sure. And he signed upside down. And I was like, you can sign it right side up. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. You're fine.
But no, I'm a dumbass. Okay, I just have to say that I smeared it. Like, you can totally fucking tell in facts.
I didn't see it.
And then Alex's, it's like, let's see, very small. And then I asked him for a hug. And he was like, of course. Thank you so much for coming. And stuff like that. And like, hugged me soft and tight for like a few seconds, and I'm just okay, I'm gonna let go now. And then finally that ended, and then we got up, and we were like, for some of you who know who Al Corazon is, some of you don't, it's like a really small place that literally was like a closet, and there's like no barricade, no security, and so like there's like this weird
security, but
famous pole there, okay, like everybody calls it like the famous stripper pole and shit, because it's like, oh my God, it was okay. So we were like right in front of that, and there was maybe like one row of people in front of us, and for Downtown Fiction, we weren't getting crushed that bad. It was kind of like, okay, I can do this, woohoo. And then hit the lights. Oh my fucking god. Everybody was like swaying back and forth and like pushing forward and back. And I just swear to god, I felt like I was going to die. I actually grabbed onto Nick. I grabbed his like shirt.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, whatever. I don't know, hit the lights. I know one of them's Nick. I don't know if it's a singer or whatever. Anyway, I like grabbed his shirt and I like pulled because somebody pushed back on me. So like I ended up like almost ripping his shirt off on accident. I felt really bad because I didn't even like know him or anything. I was just like, oops. Like, and then they went on and ended and everything. And then Somerset came on and shit hit the fan so quick because people were losing it because of Brian and everything.
Well, wait, during
like,
Hit the Lights, actually, because I had to have my arm on Megan, like my arms were like this. People were crushing my sides, like crushing my lungs.
I know, and she was like crying, and I was like, "Are you okay?"
And I was like, "Oh!" I was like screaming. I was like, "Fuck!" And then when I came home at night, the next day I had bruises all down here.
Yeah,
it hurt so bad.
Oh my god, it was horrible. But Somerset was like, I was like, I could handle it, but at the same time, I was just so weak from Hit the Lights that part of me was just like, I can't do this anymore. And like everybody was freaking out over Brian and Steven and John and everybody else pretty much. And it was just like, okay, seriously. And finally, like, we were gonna try to, like, Hannah asked me, she was like, can we like at least stay for Reckless and the Brave and throw our bras and then we can go to the back? I'm like, oh yeah, sure, why not? You know, whatever. I'm like, I really don't want to leave the crowd, but at the same time, I was hoping maybe we would start to feel better and we would just want to leave. But then, like, I swear, like, by the end of like Boys You Do, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Like, I couldn't breathe, and just all these different things were going on. So after Boys You Do, she wanted to stay for Reckless and the Brave still, and I looked at her and I was just like, I can't. Can we like go back now? And I was like, she was like, well, what about the bras? I'm like, well, just throw them next time. It's not like we're not gonna see them again. And she was like, true. And then so we like pushed our way out of the crowd. People were bitching because we were pushing. I'm like, we're leaving. And then we went to the back, and like it took us forever. Like I was staggering, and I got to my mom, and I couldn't even like talk. So I just like kind of went on her back, and she was like, fuck. And then she looked back, and I was like wheezing, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? And like she wasn't expecting it. She's like, I didn't even see you leave the crowd or anything. And I'm like, yeah. And I could barely talk. And then there was like this older lady next to us, and she was like, oh my gosh, she pissed me the fuck off. She was like, she looked at me and she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to pull, but you need to stop this shit. I don't want to be touched and blah, 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 blah. And she's bitching about being touched at a fucking concert. And I was like, you don't understand. This is my mom. And I couldn't even like, this was like, you don't understand. That's literally how I was talking because I couldn't like get anything out because of my asthma and everything. And then like, she was like, and then she goes, oh, is that your daughter? My mom's like, yes. And then she was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I had no idea. And whatever, tried to play like she didn't fucking mean anything. And then like I'm like leaning over the fucking balcony, bawling my eyes out because I was having a panic attack, and then I was also having an asthma attack, and having an asthma attack sucks fucking balls, okay, because you can't breathe, you feel like you're about to like die. And then on top of that, if you've ever had a panic attack, you know how that can be. I was like, I'm gonna fucking die in like 5 seconds, and there's the crew setting up, and I'm crying so loud that I think it got to the point where they were actually looking at me, and I'm like, oh god, why? And like there was like people in the crowd looking at me too, and there was just, it was bad, okay. And Hannah's like running to the fucking water thing, and people I guess were bitching at her. She's like, they're like, quit pushing. She's like, I'm getting water, like get the fuck out. And like,
yeah, and then some bitch, she was like, don't touch me. I'm like,
wasn't that the lady next to me?
Yeah.
The mom, yeah, the one
not
lady.
the mom, some other bitch.
Oh.
And she was like, don't touch me. I'm like, I'm getting my friend water. She's like, don't fucking touch me. I'm like, I'm getting my friend fucking water. Do you see this? And she's like,
having an asthma attack.
Oh, yeah, I was like, she's having an asthma attack. She's like, oh, sure she is. She gave me that fucking attitude. I'm about to punch her in the fucking face.
I would've.
I'm like, oh my god. And then the mom, she was like, don't touch me. I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get to my friend. Like, she's having an asthma attack. I'm sorry. And then they were like, don't touch me. I'm just like, why are you at a fucking concert if you don't touch?
I know, right? And then finally, I was like, after like a good, like I went through almost both of those water bottles in like a matter of minutes. And like my mom was like, are you okay? And I was just like, I couldn't even say no because I was like shaking and just like literally I was like, god damn it, that. And I was overheated on top of that, and I was dehydrated and then panic attack and asthma attack. And I just seriously, I think I was about to die. And then finally everything was starting to feel better, and All Time Low came out. Everybody was well and good. I got the videotape on my mom's camera, which made me extremely happy. But I only got like a few good photos. Very few. But I got a lot of good videos, so I mean, that's a plus. And then we were going to leave, and fucking everything's fine, and I get my shirt, and everybody's all legitimate. Everything's, Okay, everything was all good and well, and we were getting ready to leave, and fucking, there's this Isabel chick. I don't even know this bitch.
It's a long story, and it's
a long story. She's starting shit with Hannah.
Yeah, but she goes to all the concerts that I do because we like the same music. And she doesn't like me for some reason. I don't know why.
Because of Delaney, I thought.
Because of Delaney, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, and her cousin comes up to me and is like, "Don't talk about my cousin on Twitter." And I was like, "Dude, I barely tweet anymore. Like, I'm on Twitter.
Who the hell are you talking about?"
Like, yeah, I know. Like, who the fuck? Like. I'm like, this isn't really, and I was like, this really isn't the place and time to do this because I'm, you're
like in the middle of a concert, like on the way to get out, and everybody's trying to leave, and like,
and she was trying to fight me and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, like you look like an idiot.
And my mom, oh my god, and then like her other cousin was like, you dude, just stop, just drop it, like it's stupid, like don't continue, and like my mom walked up and was like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, tell your daughter. And she's like, that's not my daughter. That is my daughter's friend. And I'm in charge of her. So I would like to take her home in one piece. So can you just fucking drop it? She's like, well, can you tell her to stop talking shit? She's like, sounds to me like you're the one talking shit. And my mom started like getting back at her. And she's like, you know what the fuck ever. Just stop following us. Get the fuck away from us. Or I will like call the cops on you and shit. So my mom was like threatening to call the cops on her. Oh my god, it was bad. But then we left. We got Taco Bell. My mom, oh my fucking god, my mom got a flat tire at 1 in the morning at fucking Taco Bell. So then we're sitting there, and it's like 1:30 in the morning. And my dad finally gets there, and he's doing the tire. And my mom takes Hannah home. We get to Hannah's house at like 2 in the morning.
Your poor dad. He was like
in the pouring fucking rain.
In the pouring rain.
At 1 in the morning.
Came, brought my bag, and
fix the tire. Just to get it home, too. It wasn't even completely fixed. But he had to do it in the pouring fucking rain. I felt so bad. We got her home at like 2:30. I got home at like 3.
Yeah, I got to bed because I had to go to school next day. I got to bed at 3 in the morning, and I had to wake up at 6.
Actually, no. I got you home at 2. I was home at like 2:30. Like, literally.
I went to bed about 2:45.
That night was fucking hell for me because I had the panic attack at the concert, and then I came home, and I was fully done with everybody at 2:30, and I took my pill because I didn't bring them with me to the concert because I'm a dumbass. So I take my pill, and I come in my room, and like minutes later I had another panic attack. So I'm like, fucking shit. And then I don't even know, man. And then like it was like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm fucking tired. And I go to lay down in my bed, I have another panic attack. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then it's like 2.5 hours. And so then I go upstairs like crying, like I'm scared shitless. And my mom's like, okay, I'll try and stay up with you. And I felt so bad. She had to get up at 6 with my brother for school. It's like she stayed up with me until 4 in the morning just laying next to me because I was like sitting there crying in fear. And then at like 4, she went in her room to go to bed. And I'm like, okay, I'll go back downstairs. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I came downstairs and I laid in my bed and I got another panic attack. I'm like, this is panic attack number 4. I'm like,
I didn't know that. I was
like, what the fuck? And then like, it was like 4:30 in the morning. So that was like at 4. And then like at 4:30 in the morning, I had another one. I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? Like, I was like, this is ridiculous. And then like, I got out of bed and I actually was messaging some of you guys at like 5 in the fucking morning my time, maybe like 8 in the morning there because I couldn't fucking sleep. And I was having panic attack after panic attack after panic attack. And like, finally at 5 in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to bed. And like, when I got in bed, I was like I was breathing heavy, but I never did actually get a panic attack again. Thank God. And then I went to, like, I finally fell asleep. And then I woke up at 8 in the morning with another fucking panic attack. And
8 in the morning?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So like 3 hours later.
We both got 3 hours of sleep last that night.
Yeah, I woke up at 8 in the fucking morning with like another panic attack. And I'm like, I fucking hate my life.
I went to bed at 6 that night.
I know, my mom, I told her that, and she's like, you could have fucking woke me up and told me that. I'm like, I'd rather not. She's like, well, it's not really normal to have 6 panic attacks in like less than 12 hours. I'm like, valid point. But still, like, I didn't want to wake her up or anything, and I just felt really bad. And then that was that, but it was all like well and worth it. And then I couldn't talk for a week. And then 2 days later, so October 30th, I still remember it, at 2:02 in the afternoon. That's creepy as hell, but just bear with me on this. I texted him tweet at like 1:15-ish, and I said, fuck, I'm starting to get a cold. I blame at Jack Altelo since he was snuggling on me Sunday while he was sick. Now, I didn't expect him to reply because he never fucking replies to me. He hates me, I swear. And then, like, 45 minutes later, at 2:02 in the fucking afternoon, I get a tweet, and I look down, and it says, at MeganATL93, true. And it took me a couple seconds of, like, I had to read it and click into my head. I'm like, oh, wait, oh, shit, that's my tweet. And then I, like, threw my phone, and I started screaming, and Hannah caught onto it before I even caught onto it, which
Yeah, because
really
I was
bad.
in history. It was 6th period. I was in history watching a movie. And then I get the text, and I was like, what the fuck?
Just because I said that it was his fault that he got me sick. So he admitted to snuggling with me on top of that all. I was just like, oh my god, this week is so weak. But then, like, that's that. And then, like, just, yeah. I just have to say, okay, I'm sorry. I have to tell this story. You guys, oh my god, I shouldn't be saying this. Whatever, anyway. I shouldn't be saying this. Don't say a damn word or I'll smack each one of you. Okay, so fucking, I have to. Okay, I can't. I'm not putting this shit on YouTube. I'm putting it on the Hustler group. I'm not stupid. Okay, so I know most of you say, like, I know most of you, like, have probably seen this because I post about it all the fucking time. But there's this girl, Ruby, at my gym, and she's, like, in her 20s or 30s. And her sister is Francesca, which is the one who's dating Mike Fuentes from Pace of Vale. For those of you who don't know who that is, which I'm sure you do. Anyways. And yesterday they were in Seattle, and I didn't get to fucking go because life sucks. And, of course, what does Ruby do? She texts my mom, and she's like, oh, I'm at Pierce the Veil right now in Seattle, and I was going to bring Megan, but I didn't get time to ask you today, so I'm like, that bitch.
God damn it.
Yeah, basically. I was like, fuck life. And I'm on the phone with Hannah. I'm like, what? And then my mom goes, oh, and she said that next time she'll just take you backstage with them and on the bus, because that's where she was yesterday. I'm like, wow, what the fuck? I'm like, next time, but Sleeping with Sirens and Tonight Alive, and basically. And I was like, no one's gonna be better than that. So she was like, I'll just take her on the next tour. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, you know. Backstage with Pierce Vale, one way or another. Every tour from now on, basically, which is awesome as fuck. Anyways, and then today, she had a surprise for me. She wouldn't fucking tell me what it was. And today, I'm going to show it mine. Or you can show yours since it's out and not on the wall and everything. Anyways, I go there, and she walks up, and she gives me 2 posters that look like this. Okay. Autographed and everything. Anyways. And, yes, I'm, like, in the way. And I just have to say, it was fucking amazing. Because she gives them to me, but they were, like, rolled up. And so I was like, oh, you're awesome. And then she was like, yeah, yeah. And then Francesca was fucking there. Like, his girlfriend was fucking there. I was just freaking the hell out. And I was, like, trying to be calm. And I was being calm for the most part. And then, like, at some point, I was, like, standing there. And she goes, oh, and by the way, the Francesca, she goes, oh, by the way, they're autographed. And I'm like, what? And I just, like, started screaming and crying. And I was just like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, are you legit?
Standing.
I'm like, are you legit right now? And she's like, yeah, we're pretty legit about this right now. And I'm like, oh my god, you guys. And I just, like, started crying. And they were just, like, his sister was just, like, or, like, her sister was like, that's so cute. Like, and then, like, I was just like, thank you so much. Like, I was, like, crying. And I'm, like, trying to work. So I look like a dumbass crying about this and everything. And then, like, she, like, okay, so, like, it was, like, a gymnastics meet. So, like, every time this Ruby girl's daughter wasn't on an event, she would come in and talk to me, and, like, she gave me her Tumblr URL and fucking everything, and she was just like, you're so awesome, I would love to have you on the bus with us and everything, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go die now. And then, like, yeah, so that all happened today. So yeah, I just had to tell that story because it was the best thing ever. So yeah, keep the same truth. So yeah, bye.